Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay connected, because we bring you the most exciting hidden stories about rare coins that could be sitting quietly in your home right now. Today, we are diving into the fascinating story of the 2000p Roosevelt dime, a small coin with a surprisingly big story behind it. 2000p Roosevelt dime may look like an ordinary 10-cent coin at first glance. It was minted in the year 2000 at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why you'll see the small P mint mark on it. Millions of these coins were produced, and they entered circulation across the United States. For most people, it was just pocket change, something you use without even thinking twice. But for collectors and coin enthusiasts, this seemingly simple coin has become a topic of growing interest. Now here, where the story becomes interesting. Over the years, many people have discovered that certain versions of the 2000p dime may carry unique characteristics, tiny minting errors, unusual finishes, or rare conditions that can significantly increase their value. Imagine finding a coin in your old drawer, or in a box of memories left behind by your parents or grandparents, and realizing that it could be worth far more than just 10 cents. In many households, especially in older times, people used to save coins without knowing their future worth. These coins were often hidden away in small boxes, jars, or even tucked into secret corners of furniture. They were not collected for profit but rather kept as a habit or memory. Today, those same coins are being rediscovered, and their value has quietly increased over time. The 2000p Roosevelt dime becomes truly valuable when it is found in uncirculated condition or with a rare mint error. Some collectors have reported coins with off-center strikes, double die features, or unusual luster that sets them apart. While most of these dimes are still worth their face value, a rare version in excellent condition could sell for a much higher price in the collector's market. And that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. A coin that once passed through hundreds of hands might suddenly become a prized collectible. It's like holding a piece of history, a silent witness to time, waiting to be discovered. Let's also take a moment to remember who appears on this coin. The Roosevelt dime features the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. This design has been used since 1946, honoring his legacy and leadership. So when you hold this dime, you're not just holding currency, you're holding a small piece of American history. Now imagine this: you're cleaning out an old cupboard and you find a small box filled with coins your elders once saved. At first, it may not seem like much, but as you start looking closely, checking mint marks, years, and conditions, you realize something special might be in your hands. That feeling of discovery, that excitement, is what drives collectors all over the world. And here's the truth: many valuable coins are still out there waiting to be found. They are hidden in everyday places: old wallets, piggy banks, drawers, or even among loose change. The key is awareness. The more you learn, the better your chances of spotting something rare. So if you have a 2000p Roosevelt dime, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. Check its condition, look for any unusual features, because sometimes the smallest coin can carry the biggest surprise. If you're enjoying this kind of content, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We bring you real stories, hidden facts, and valuable information about coins that could change the way you see everyday money. Share this video with your friends and family. You never know, they might have a hidden treasure too. The 2022 P. Roosevelt dime is one of those coins that most people would walk past without even noticing. But sometimes a simple moment can turn into something unforgettable. Imagine this: you're walking down the street, not really paying attention, and suddenly you see a small silver coin lying on the ground. At first, it doesn't seem like anything special. It's just a dime, something people use every day. But for some reason, you decide to pick it up instead of ignoring it. You look at it closely and notice the year 2022 along with a tiny P mint mark showing it was made at the Philadelphia Mint. You put it in your pocket without thinking much about it, just like anyone else would. Days pass and that coin sits quietly among your other change, waiting for its story to be discovered. Later, curiosity takes over and you decide to search online about this coin. At first, the information seems normal: millions of these dimes were minted, and most are only worth their face value. But as you dig deeper, you start finding something interesting. Some collectors are talking about rare varieties, high-grade conditions, and unusual minting errors that can make certain 2022p dimes far more valuable than expected. That's when your attention shifts. You take the coin out again, this time examining it carefully under light. The shine, the edges, the details, everything suddenly matters. You begin to wonder if this ordinary-looking coin could actually be something rare. The more you research, the more you realize how coin collecting works. Value doesn't always come from age, sometimes it comes from condition, rarity, and unique features. A coin like the 2022 P. Roosevelt dime can become valuable if it is in mint state condition, meaning it has little to no wear, or if it has a minting error, like a double strike, off-center design, or an unusual finish. These small differences are often invisible to the untrained eye, but collectors search for them because they can increase the coin's worth significantly. Suddenly, that coin you picked up from the ground doesn't feel so ordinary anymore. As the story continues, you decide to show the coin to someone experienced, a collector or a dealer. They take a close look, maybe even use magnification tools, and then they tell you something that surprises you. The coin you found is in excellent condition, possibly uncirculated, and may even have a small but noticeable minting variation. While it might not be worth millions, it could still bring in a surprisingly high amount compared to its original value of just 10 cents. That moment changes everything. What was once just a random coin found on the ground has now become a small but meaningful discovery. This is where the real excitement comes in. You realize that valuable coins are not always locked away in museums or collections. Sometimes they are out there in everyday life, on the streets, in your pocket, or hidden in old boxes at home. People often ignore coins because they think they are common, but stories like this remind us that even the smallest things can hold unexpected value. The 2022 P. Roosevelt dime becomes more than just currency. It becomes a symbol of curiosity, patience, and discovery. At the same time, this experience teaches an important lesson. Instead of overlooking small details, it's worth taking a closer look at the things around you. Coins, especially modern ones, are still being studied and collected. New varieties are discovered, and market demand can change over time. What seems ordinary today might become valuable tomorrow. That's why collectors always stay alert. They know that the next rare find could appear at any moment, and this story doesn't end with just one coin. It opens the door to a new way of thinking. You start checking other coins, looking at years, mint marks, and conditions. You begin to understand how history, production, and small imperfections all play a role in determining value. Each coin tells a story, and each discovery adds to your knowledge. The journey becomes just as exciting as the reward. If you're new to this world, take your time to learn and explore. Watch more videos, study different coins, and understand what makes them unique. The more you learn, the better your chances of finding something special. Because sometimes a coin lying on the ground is not just a coin, it's an opportunity waiting to be picked up. The 2023 P. Roosevelt dime is another example of how an ordinary-looking coin can slowly gain attention and even increase in value over time, especially among collectors who carefully study every small detail. At first glance, this coin is just a modern 10-cent piece produced at the Philadelphia Mint, released into circulation in large numbers during 2023. Millions of people used it for daily transactions without ever thinking twice. But for those who understand coin collecting, even a recent coin like this can hold surprising potential. What makes the story interesting is not just the coin itself, but how its value can grow depending on condition, rarity, and unique mint characteristics that most people ignore. Over time, collectors began paying attention to certain 2023 P dimes that appeared to be in exceptionally high-grade condition. Coins that are uncirculated, with sharp details and strong luster, are always more desirable. When a coin remains untouched by heavy use, it keeps its original shine and fine design, making it attractive in the collector's market. Some reports also mention minor minting variations, tiny differences that happen during the production process. These can include slight doubling in letters, off-center strikes, or unusual surface textures. While such features are rare, they can turn a simple coin into something far more valuable than its face value. As awareness spreads, more people begin checking their coins, searching for anything unusual. The demand for high-quality modern coins has increased in recent years, especially as new collectors enter the hobby through online platforms and videos. This growing interest plays a role in raising the perceived value of coins like the 2023 P. Roosevelt dime. Even though most of these coins are still worth only 10 cents, a well-preserved example or a coin with a noticeable error can sell for a higher price to the right buyer. The market is driven by collectors who are always looking for something unique, something that stands out from the millions of identical coins. Another reason behind the rising interest is the idea that modern coins are easier to find in perfect condition compared to older ones, but truly flawless pieces are still rare. This creates a situation where collectors compete to obtain the best possible examples. A coin graded at a very high level by professional grading services can achieve a premium value. It's not just about age anymore, it's about perfection and uniqueness. That's why even a 2023 coin can attract attention if it meets these standards. There's also a growing trend of people sharing their coin discoveries online, which fuels curiosity and excitement. Stories of small coins turning into valuable finds encourage others to start looking more closely at their own change. The 2023 P. Roosevelt dime becomes part of this larger trend, where everyday objects gain importance simply because people start paying attention to them. This shift in mindset is what keeps the hobby alive and evolving. At the same time, it's important to stay realistic. Not every 2023 P dime will be valuable, and claims of extremely high prices are often exaggerated. True value depends on verified factors like condition, rarity, and collector demand. Still, the possibility of finding something special is enough to keep people interested. It turns a simple activity, checking your pocket change, into something exciting and meaningful. In the end, the story of the 2023 P Roosevelt dime is not just about money. It's about curiosity, awareness, and the idea that value can be hidden in the most ordinary places. A coin that passes through countless hands can suddenly become important when someone takes the time to look at it closely. That's what makes coin collecting unique. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is still being written.